throw me a frickin' bone here.
Snap out.
2, 1, and we are live. Welcome, folks, to the American Movie Podcast. This is your host, Matthew Benjamin. If you've never been here before, do not forget to subscribe. I go through movies, books, series, especially like Black Mirror. I'm breaking down every episode of Black Mirror, season 4. I love this season. This is probably one of my favorite seasons so far, dude. It's just unbelievable. So if you haven't seen Black Mirror before, there's going to be spoilers all ahead of this. And I'm playing, if you're on the live stream of YouTube or watching the replay, I'm playing the ending. So do not watch this if you have not watched it. You've been warned. Okay, so Hang the DJ. Hang the DJ. It's a great song, by the way. You figure out why it's played at the end of this, at the end of this clip or whatever. So Hang the DJ is essentially this weird reality where there's this, it's pretty much a Tinder dating operating system, okay? So it's a Tinder operating system, but it also has everybody's who applies this application's consciousness copied into the operating system. So while this is going on, you can copy your consciousness, give it to the OS, and then meanwhile, it's going to find everything that you want inside of this operating system. Meanwhile, your real consciousness, not the copied extra, is just going about its business you'll see at the party like Amy's doing. So it's about Amy and Frank. And Amy and Frank, you get introduced to these two people. They meet at this booth, and they have this little itty bitty. It kind of looks like an Alexa, but it's a little bitty, like kind of like a circular cell phone. So a circular cell phone, and it's like this little, Alexa thing. And they ask it questions, and it replies if it can. If it doesn't understand, then it doesn't reply. So when they get inside this booth, they have a pretty much a ticking time bomb on how long their relationship has to last. And how this works is the OS will allow you to be with somebody for X amount of days or years or whatever to figure out what appeals to you to find your perfect soulmate. And this operating system works at 99.8% accuracy rate. So they find the one at the end of this. So you're already very, very invested with this. So you're invested and you're like, I'm going to find the one, but it's just how long do I have to endure to find this person? And so they're going X amount of years, 5 years, 3 years, all dating numerous various people that they don't even like. And each individual person understands that they have this shelf life. They have this shelf life of this relationship. So no one's really invested in it. So you're just kind of going through the motions of this, and you're inside of this reality, and you're put inside of it, and you're just, going out for drinks, and you have to live in this secluded cabin that the OS provides for you. So it brings upon simulation, human connection, and consciousness, and how long people will endure if they know a payoff's at the end of it. So I would recommend Hang the DJ to anybody getting introduced to Black Mirror, just because there's no gore, there's nothing like that, but you'll get introduced to most of the thematic presentations that Black Mirror always brings forth. So you get introduced to the reality or the world of Black Mirror without being just super traumatized throughout the entire time. So I loved this episode. It was so uncomfortable. Like the majority of the time, they're just having like meaningless sex and like going through these dates, and they're just like not having it with the majority of the people that they're dating, meanwhile trying to find the absolute soulmate of their soulmate. And it all happens within a matter of moments. When you get subtracted back, there's going to be spoilers here, bro. So when you get retracted back, it has a 99 or 998% match or whatever. And all the meanwhile, they're at this little itty bitty. I timed it perfectly, actually, if you're watching the live stream. They find each other just while they're at a party. All of the entire episode was happening momentarily while they were just searching on this operating system that's kind of like Tinder and kind of just diabolical. But it questions at what lengths will you allow your consciousness or a copy of your consciousness to suffer and endure, because it brings into question philosophically, is that a person? Is that person suffering within those 10 years? And will you punish that person who is similar to you, but is going through a sequence of events that you don't understand or have not experienced? Will you do that to that person just to be put up with a 99.8% match. And that's what brings into question, and that's what I loved about this, because you don't know what you would do. And that's what I like about Black Mirror. And it just shows the reliance on technology and simulation itself, and like what these people, these copied consciousness beings did not understand, that they were inside of this operating system dome either. So like it was kind of deceitful in that way too. But it all brings upon the question of, were these actually real people, even though that they were copies of someone else's consciousness, and who owns that? Like, you own your consciousness right at this moment, but once you subtract yourself from that and put some sort of copy of your consciousness inside of it, do you own that? Is that you anymore? So it reminds me of like the transportation Mars thing with Derek Parfit. Derek Parfit's a philosopher or whatever, if you want to check that out. But I digress. This was an absolutely just mind-bending episode. So do not forget to subscribe. I'm going through all the Black Mirrors. I'll link all of the spoilers and the trailer reactions to the Black Mirrors down below if you want to check those out. And let me know what you thought about this episode and what you thought about this entire season. And thank you so much for watching. This has been Matthew Benjamin. If you want to support the podcast, you can go to iTunes and review us. That helps greatly. And if you want to start your own podcast, I actually created a product down below if you want to check that out. And also, this podcast is brought to you by Audible. So if you want to get a free 30 days, I think you get one book with it, free 30-day trial of Audible, go to audibletrial.com/American. But I digress, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I love Black Mirror. Let me know what you thought about this episode or the entire series. So thank you so much. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. See ya. Bye, bye, bye.
I've been frozen for 30 years, okay? Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Snap out. What, a hot older woman made you feel her pants? I'm crying out.
You don't have the technology